Hi, Ethan. I was looking back at the last playoffs 4 years ago, and because of the events internationally in Ukraine, the second playoff was moved a few months. So I just wonder, this time round, is the challenge greater because you've got two games in 5 days?
No, I don't think it's greater. I think I can understand why you might think that, but at the end of the day, it's hopefully going to be 2 games to achieve something very special. But I think everyone here would tell you that we're solely focused on Thursday night and making sure that we have to get through that game to even have that second game.
There are a couple of senior players missing in this camp, something you've had to adapt to over the years. Do you feel more responsibilities on your shoulders, considering of the players missing this time round?
It's never easy when you miss players, but one thing that we've always tried to do here, no matter who's missing, is adapt, and we've got a squad full of confidence in the fact that no matter who's called upon in no matter what position, that everyone will be able to deliver. Everyone knows the roles, responsibilities it takes to play in this team. So no matter who's going to play, you're going to get a team that's hungry to make sure we achieve what we want to achieve.
The manager stressed last week the importance of the squad, the entirety of the squad, but he did say there are a couple of players Wales can ill afford to do without, Harry Wilson being one of them. He scored again at the weekend. How important is he to Wales?
No, massively important. I think he's not just shown that throughout this season. I know in the wider audience he's getting a lot of credit, which he fully deserves, and probably deserves more credit for what he's doing. But us here, me personally, known for a lot of years, know what he's capable of, knowing that he's the one to deliver those magic moments. So it's been really pleasing, even though like opposition sides throughout the league season, but it's really pleasing to see what he's been able to do this year, especially. And when you've got a player like that in your change room, knowing what he can do and what he can deliver, it's very confidence boosting. So yeah, he's obviously a very important player with how he's playing. But like I said, we've got a team full of players that are able to deliver when called upon.
And you know exactly what it takes to get over the line in playoffs. You were there 4 years ago. We remember the celebrations in the city centre too afterwards, and all the singing. And just how special would it be to qualify over the next 2 games?
No, it'd be very special, not just because of that, but I think everyone as a kid growing up, you get excited for a World Cup and you want to play there, and like you say, to have lived through that moment of achieving it, it gives you that feeling to want to go do it again. But also when we got there, we didn't play as well as we could have, so it's that wanting to put the wrong right and making sure that we deliver the performances. But like I said, also we have to make sure that we get through Thursday first.
Hey Ethan, can I just ask whether you feel it's a question I asked to Carl, was about the identity that Craig Bellamy wanted from the team. We're 18, 20 months into his journey as the head coach. Do you feel that this team is peaking? And I asked, you've gone toe-to-toe with Belgium, that great win against North Macedonia, but you're kind of peaking. We see it on the training pitches. Yeah, you've always had fun, you get on, but there's an energy. We see that out on the pitches now. Do you feel this team is peaking?
I think the more you play in a system and you play with a group of players, you obviously have that understanding for what's being asked of you. So there's definitely a lot of good things that we've done, but I think what's also exciting is that there's still a lot of potential and there's still a lot of things that we want to do better. And it's about that coming together. And I think Thursday night is a great chance to show where we're at and to show, like you said, that I don't want to say peaking because hopefully there's still a lot of levels for us to go and do, but the fact that we can take confidence in going toe to toe with teams and knowing that we can produce level of performance, I think is really exciting leading up to Thursday.
What are the dangers about these two potentially, I'd say potentially, 2 huge matches? Because the danger is always to look to the next game, to look to what could be a final, what could be a game that gets you to the World Cup. How do you actually focus solely on Bosnia, but then literally just have to leave yourself just a few days prepared to what could be Italy or Northern Ireland? What are the pitfalls of these 2 huge games so close to one another?
it's weird to think that, because say when you're at your club and you play Saturday, Tuesday, you focus on the Saturday game, and then after that you have to focus on the Tuesday game. So I think you lean into that. So to say it's a little bit difficult to solely focus on Bosnia is, for us, that's what we're doing. There's no two ways about it. That's our thinking ahead of that game. We know we have to make sure that we produce our best level for that, and then after that we focus on to the next one. But for now, that's our sole focus.
And just how important is potentially the home advantage? Again, everyone, even beyond people who are Welsh supporters, know the crowd is passionate, know it's packed, know the anthem, know the support you get. But what does it actually practically do for a player when you're out there? What if it's that nervy 0-0 or 1-1 or whatever? What does practically home advantage, what could that do to get you through a semi-final and a final?
Well, it can drag us over the line. I think that was shown in, as you mentioned, the last playoffs that we got to the World Cup with. We know games going to be difficult, and we know they are the 12th man. They are those 12 men. No matter what happens throughout the game, they're right behind us, and that gives us the confidence to. You don't feel it, but like naturally within inside you might run that a little bit further without even thinking about it, or just because they push you on so well. It's so exciting to play in front of the red wall. Like you said, I think a lot of people know that and are aware of that. So for us to have that home advantage is massive, but it's only massive if we use it and take advantage of it.
Flip side. People have seen this. Your opponents have seen this. The opponents have seen the way you've been playing. Bosnia, listen, they did well in their qualifying group, just a couple of points behind Austria. They know how to play stubborn. They know how to be difficult. So there's a flip side, is people will have plenty of clips to see how you play and to stop you. Frustration. How much of a part could Thursday and maybe even Tuesday night be controlling the frustration, having patience, and then I think as questions you might be asked later as well, is the preparation for extra time and potentially penalties?
I think controlling the emotions is one thing. I think the players who have played in the playoffs before, we have that experience and we know what the game, as you say, is going to be frustrating at times. We're also going to try and frustrate them when they've got the ball at times and to get the ball back. It's also another game of football where we all play. We're all professionals. We know what happens within games of football. So for us, it's making sure that we stick to our game plan, keep level-headed, keep the emotions, and play as we have been shown that we can play, and hopefully go a level beyond that.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay.
Ethan, obviously you touched there in terms of penalties and going all the way. After what happened against Poland, have you guys spoken about that? Is that kind of been in the sort of thought processes you've practiced this week?
I think we're going to prepare for every situation that comes, whether that's 90 minutes extra time or, as you say, penalties. We're going to make sure that we're prepared the best we can be, that no one can prepare better than us. That's our aim, that's our focus. And I think once you are then in those situations in a game, if they arise, it's just hopefully second nature as we prepared so well for them.
Just a little bit on you, really, because this season you've really nailed down a Premier League central midfield place. I know when you went to Leeds, you said you wanted a position, and you talked about Daniel Farke and your discussions with him there. How do you feel you've grown as a central midfielder this season?
I've obviously grown when you play football and you gain from experiences and you learn from those experiences. It helps you grow. So there's been things that I've been pleased with this year, but there's also things that I'm constantly working hard on, trying to improve to make myself a better player. I think when you play in a position over a longer period of time, that naturally helps with that. But as I've said in many interviews, as you said for Leeds, that I've always been comfortable playing in multiple positions. But if it's about this year, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing against some of the best midfielders in the world and testing myself.
And your long throws have become a bit of a thing. I'm not sure if the manager here for Wales is too fond of a long throw, but it's a weapon. Is it something that Wales could use?
I mean, yeah, I've taken a lot of long throws this year. I think over the course of the year, they've gradually, hopefully they're gradually getting a little bit longer. I was getting a bit of stick at the start of the season. It was probably the shortest long throw. So it's been something, again, that I've had to work on. That's been another way to enter an opposition's box and create a bit of chaos to score a goal.
We haven't quite got the height of Leeds, though, have we? In sort of Wilson and Dan James and things like that.
No, but they're good in the air, so...
Listen, just on Dan, I know for yourself, Carl, Joe, you've had really strong seasons. For Dan, it must have been a bit frustrating. Can you just talk a bit about how he is at the moment, and have you had to pick him up through this season and the sort of injuries and not being selected?
Yeah, it's obviously always difficult when you've got injuries. I had that last year, and the way the players were around me and keeping me positive was a help. So I think here and at Leeds, we have that together mentality. So it's been very frustrating to see for him that he's had injuries, but when he's been back, especially as a recent, he's been flying in training. He's been doing really well. And for Deej, he just wants to get back having a lot of minutes under his belt and showing everyone what we all know he can do.
I guess this is the perfect chance to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's like I said, I've trained with him every day. So since he's been back from his recent injury, he's been looking at the levels where we all know DJ can play. He's been flying around. So I think, as you know, we know the threat that he is. So I think he's just relishing the opportunity to go and show everyone that he's the DJ.